Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, it's a beautiful day outside. Um, September 30th. Yeah. Tomorrow is officially Halloween season. Yeah, I know. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Mashid. And thank you. I spent much time trying to decide what to wear this morning. Yeah, so it was the pink. Oh, okay. So like I said, tomorrow is the official beginning of Halloween season. Oh, Frank, good morning. Oh, you must be getting the rain we had yesterday. We've had like I don't know, 10 days in a row of rain. Of course, today is beautiful. So that means, Frank, you'll get the beautiful weather too. I want to show you what we're going to do today. All right, hang on, because you know I'm terrible about this. Here we go. Ta-da! Ta-da! No rain. Cindy says she's got no rain, and Frank says it never stops there. You know, Frank's in the UK. Did I get that right? Are you in the UK? Um, and just like Washington State, it rains every day. So we're going to do an In the Hoop project today. Um, yes, the UK. We're gonna do an In the Hoop project. These are cute little candy bags. This is this same technique can be used at other holidays or even, just general gift giving days. Here, we're gonna work specifically with Frankie. Hold on, let me get Frankie up here. Look at that smile. Isn't he just adorable? Yes, Frank, you're adorable too. Um, Basically what you're doing, it's in the hoop. Everything is done in the hoop. Um, you treat it like an applique project that you're going to ultimately cut out and in this case fill up with my favorite Halloween candy. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I like candy corn. In fact, doing this project this week, I ate the whole bag. Of course, it, you know, took me a couple of days, but I did. I ate the whole bag. Machine, you got rain? It rains here. It rains here. Beautiful day. Okay, so here's something else. Because I am a one-person show, I can't watch for your comments, manage the screen, and the machine at the same time. So what I did was I recorded the whole process and I will do like a Cindy is my sister in candy corn. I love candy corn. I do. Uh, yeah, I keep wanting to dig into the three I did, but I kind of promised those to the grands. You know, grandkids like candies too, and I thought they would love this. Okay. So what I did was I recorded the whole in the hoop process. We are twins. Um and I'm going to narrate over the top of it. Okie dokie. Let's see. Saw the picture. Let's go ahead and drop that. Oh, did I mention you can buy your very own set of In the Hoop Halloween gift bags on my website? Yeah, I know. They're on there. You can buy them or not. It's okay. I had a blast making them. Um, God, look at that face. Frankie, you are just so cute. Okay, so yes, you can buy them on my website. Not that, this whole platform that I do every Saturday, Coffee and Conversation, is not here to solicit work from you or sales. This is not a sales pitch. I'm not saying, no, I do this, you got to come to me. No, my purpose here is to share knowledge purely. If you buy, that's wonderful. If you don't buy, that's okay too. No big deal. We're good. All right. So let's go back to, of course, I have to, manage the screen. All right. So you're right, Cindy. Some may not know that I have a website. And, again, that's okay. That's okay. Because, again, my purpose here is to share information, share knowledge, um, and not to generate sales. Good morning, Letty. And Frank says I should put glasses on Frankie. Maybe I could do that. Yeah. Uh huh. Okay. So here we go. I hope I'm not going to be in the way. And like I said, as we're going along, I'm going to narrate over the top. I'm using a 5x5 hoop and I'm using felt and clear plastic, not overly thick, heavy vinyl like you find for over the top of tablecloths, thinner than that. But I got it at Joann's and I'm afraid I don't remember exactly the thickness. I'm going to use my Topaz 50 today. Thank you, Letty. I think they're adorable too. Um, the Topaz hasn't had a lot of work in the last year, so I thought I'd bring her out and let her have some fun. Of course, you're going to get all the mistakes and all the issues in this video because that's not what I do for a living is create video. But I do try to move the camera so you can see. The first stitch is going to be a placement stitch for that piece of plastic, that clear plastic. And we need a placement stitch because we want to make sure that we're going to cover it in the mouth and we're not going to, use an excessive amount. We lay in our plastic and now we're going to stitch it into place with a tack down stitch and just about here now. Yep, broken needle. Needle breaks happen because the needle gets pulled out of position. In this case, my cone of thread was sitting on the thread, which pulled the needle out of position. And of course, I sped it up here because, who wants to watch me change a needle? Okay, so we're stitching. I did two single run stitches to hold the vinyl in place. I'm going to remove the hoop from the machine, but I'm not taking the project out of the hoop. Adjust my camera again. Come on. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to trim away the excess plastic because we don't need all that plastic inside Frankie's head. No. Well, maybe Frankie needs all that plastic, but we don't. Um, so we trim that away. Don't you just love those little tiny duckbill scissors? Those are Fillmore scissors. They're like less than 4 inches. They're small. They get in the hoop so easy. Unlike the big ginger, I don't know, 5, 6 inch long scissors. These things are just absolutely wonderful to work with. Yes, you got to take more snips, but it is so worth it. While we're here, I'm going to put this back on the hoop. If you have any questions, pop them off in the comments. I can always pause the video. We can answer the questions as we go. Okay, so next is supposed to be a placement stitch for the felt, but I got ahead of myself. You know those guys that now I don't want to be, not this is not just a male thing. Those people that have directions but they don't read them. They figure, yeah, I can figure it out. I was one of those. I just kept moving forward. So yeah, this is supposed to be the placement stitch for the green felt. But as you can see, I got ahead of myself. So the placement stitch is just going to be an outline of Frankie's head. The tack down stitch, which is going to come up next. And you see, I just realized at this point, oh, wait, what happened here? Bad editing. So sorry. Looks like we're going to do this again. So we have, oh God, this is silly. We're tack down stitch our plastic. We're going to remove the hoop from the machine, but we are not going to remove the project from the hoop. Of course, we don't want to remove the project from the hoop because trying to get it all back again is going to be crazy hard. So just leave it in the hoop, which again is why I really like these small duckbill scissors for trimming inside the hoop. They don't take up a lot of room, make it easy to maneuver around the hoop, and we're going to trim. I know we've been here before, haven't we? Yeah. All right. Put it back in the hoop. Excuse me. Put the hoop back on the machine. Come on, girl. Come on. What are you doing? I have no idea what I'm doing here. All right. Hoop is back on the machine. Reposition the camera so you can see what's going. I must have looped this section in the video. Um, Again, remember, this is not my primary means of income, creating video. So again, I suppose I could advance, but we'll just leave it. Again, I got ahead of myself. This should be a placement stitch for Frankie's felt. All right, I'm going to take a moment here. And to pick up where we left off, I realize what I've done here. So I press start again to do the actual tack down stitch, which again is going to go around the outside border. And it's also going to stitch the inside where the mouth is. Because remember, ultimately, we want the vinyl to show. We want to be able to show what's inside our little uh, candy bag. And again, for the tack down stitch, I did 2 single run stitches. Probably could have sped this up a little bit too. Sorry. How many of you have done something like this in the hoop? There we are, Frankie's mouth. And again, at this point, just like applique work, we're going to pull the hoop off the machine. We're going to pull the hoop off the machine, and we are going to use our little baby duckbill scissors to trim the excess from inside the mouth area. Then we're going to turn it over and trim the excess from inside the mouth area on the back. If we don't trim the back, we still won't be able to see through the vinyl because the stabilizer is there. Cindy says that she's done in the hoop bags, but she hasn't worked with clear vinyl. Again, I like doing these vinyl projects, and it's just an extra step. Yeah, that mess over there with the what looks like a tangle of threads was where our needle caught, but we're okay with that because it's not going to be seen. Years ago, I made another bag similar to this. Um, in Australia, they don't have the Easter bunny. They actually have, and I forget what that little critter is called, but it hops around out in the desert. And I made something like this to as a giveaway to my Australian friends. Okay, hoop is back on the machine. We've got our vinyl is now exposed, and now we're going to just stitch out the remainder. Kangaroos. Actually, they're much smaller. They look like little mousy things. Um, so first color. Here we're going to do the actual design components of our project. Well, there we go. Get rid of that. You know, you can't have a little Frankenstein without a little scar on his head. Poor guy. So we have just a couple of color changes. Red for the little scar. We're going to change over to white. Yes. Yes. Uh, Bilby. Did you look that up for me, Cindy? You are terrific. Thank you so much. So we're going to, again, color change. I like this little machine. My little Topaz 50. I bought it as a backup to the other machines, the other tabletop machines I had. And I bought this one. It doesn't have the other features of the big top of the line machine. Yes, you looked it up. You're a sweetheart. But it does have enough of the features and can take a hoop size, uh, I don't know, 13 13 by, I'd have to look it up again, but it can take the same hoop sizes as the bigger machines, um, which I thought was advantageous to having a backup machine. So even though it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the top of the line Vikings have, this machine um, does really good work, and it has a stitch area that will handle all of the larger pieces. Of course, now because I have the multi-needle machines, it does more sewing than it does embroidery. You know, and I thought I sped this up too, but I guess I didn't. Cindy, you're exactly right. Cindy said that the bottom line is this machine can sew a project for me, and it can. It can embroider, it can sew. It's got some amazing pieces. So here's another getting ahead of myself. I'm putting the black thread back on. Oh, I'm not ahead of myself yet. I have a black run, and then I come back to another white. Do 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 do. That is my own do 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 tune. I am not replicating any copyrighted music. How is my Cindy wants to know how my virtual AG class is coming up and how when it starts. Virtual AG, oh my goodness, virtual applique getaway is wonderful. It starts October 20th. It has they have a schedule of over 25 classes now for $25. So for less than $1 per video, you have access to these. Um, we're doing his teeth now. You have access to these videos all the way through February 1st. As far as how my class is coming along, I'm doing a video class on hard to hoop projects. I have half of the videos are recorded. My goal is to finish the other half today and start editing tomorrow. Again, reminding people at the very beginning and throughout the video that not my primary work is not to create videos. So you get all the what is it? The warts. You get all the warts in my work. Yeah. All right, Frank, if you're still here, it's his smile. That is the part that I just absolutely love about this little character. So we're going to do his eyes. Cindy, do you have something specific? Like I said, I'm going to do some more recording today. If you've got something specific, I can address it specifically in the video. Oh, Frankie boy. So it's a little warm in the house today because I turned off the air to open the windows. But of course, we have some street work going on outside, and they're getting ready to paint the lines uh, on our new roadway. So they're sweeping, which means they're throwing dust up everywhere. So I had to close the windows, but that's okay. I'll open them up again in a bit. Cindy was stitching on a suitcase that had a zipper flap on front, but hard to hoop without it falling out. Hate hooping cubbies. I don't have any cubbies in stock, but Cindy, I have a technique that I want to share with with you regarding how to do something like that. The trick is, yeah, now we're sewing the whole thing. And let me finish this thought. The trick is you're going to have to sit and babysit it. You're going to have to sit and babysit it. You're going to want to make sure that your machine is slowed so that you can control it. And then you're going to want to support it either yourself holding it or with a table of some sort, but it's going to need to have support. And instead of actually trying to hoop it, I do something that I call, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to hold it the whole time. Um, I do something that I call reverse hooping. It gets kind of tricky, and with a suitcase, um, if it's a vinyl, it might be even trickier. If it's a cloth, we have some tricks, but it uses a sticky stabilizer, a lot of pins, straight pins, if it's cloth. And again, you have to hold it. Okay, so we really don't need to sit and watch Frankie's hair. Let me see if I can get down here and speed this up. Speed, speed, speed. You guys okay with this? Otherwise, I'll stop and let you watch the whole thing. Actually, Cindy, it is one of the pieces that I want to um, include in my video. Now, it doesn't work. A lot of my video that I'm creating uses the flatbed machine because I want to be sure to incorporate uh, elements in the video to assist those home users who are using a home flatbed machine. Um, Obviously, the techniques can be used on a multi-needle machine. This particular technique with the reverse hooping is almost strictly a multi-needle function. And that's because there's no room underneath the embroidery machine sitting on a table. Okay, I'm going to advance our recording again. Get some ears and some nose. Now, you probably see here that Frankie's upper lip has separated. In the file, I have corrected that issue. It's because I trimmed Frankie is so cute. It's because I trimmed the vinyl too close to the thread. So I made an offset. So did you see that? I'm putting the backing. I'm putting the backing in in a moment I'm gonna start stitching and I'm gonna realize, oh wait, I have another color change. My little machine is not set up to trim the bobbin thread between color changes, and that is a deliberate setting because when I'm stitching on that machine, there really isn't generally any need to trim the bobbin thread, except in situations like this. But easy enough to um, look. Wait, that's wrong. Stop. Wait. Stop. Trim. Take it off. Remove the remove the back. And put the white back on. Yeah. So I'm going to advance through that. White, white, white. See his neck bolts. I forgot that I had to stitch his neck bolts. Yeah. Okay, so at this point, after the neck bolts, we went back to the black thread and we put the backing in place, the back piece of the felt, the bottom part. Again, you could just slide it under or, pull the hoop and position it in place. We're going to stitch all the way around. We're using a triple bean stitch for this particular border because we want to make sure the whole thing's going to hold together. And the one thing that you might not notice, this is actually going to stop right there. It started over here. And it's going to stop right there. And that's going to leave this area open. And there's a reason for that. We need to leave it open so that we have some place to stuff the candies. So now we're done with all of our embroidery. We're going to pull this off of the hoop. We're going to take our handy dandy scissors and we're going to cut out around Frankie's head. Let's see here. Speed it up, trim, 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 trim. Come back in our trim. I like him too, Frank. Even his little brow scowl and but that smile is just like amazing. He's just fun. Wait until you see him with his candy corn. And like I said, there is his upper lip separated here. And again, that was corrected. That's been corrected in the file that's available. Now I'm just going to take some scissors and I'm going to cut a little slit in both the front and the back, and you'll see why why we're going to do that. Going to open it up. Yeah. And my favorite part, I opened the bag. I put a small slit in the bag um, so that I wouldn't be tempted to get in there and eat them all before we got to Frank. Yeah. Okay. Do. So we're gonna put all the candy corns in there, or your candy of choice. And of course, I have a lot of little thread bits hanging around everywhere. I use my lint roller to roll those all up. Now that he's got his candy, I'm going to take a length of ribbon. Cindy says that she pours her candy corn in a bowl. Um, Yum yum. Yeah. Well, I was sitting here working and, I just take one or two at a time. There he is. Isn't he just adorable? Yeah. Yeah. Do a little final trim work. And now he's just completely ready to give to the people in your life. And of course we have Casper. Oh, the chocolate ones. Yes. Cindy, do you find yourself, let me get rid of this. Do you find yourself biting them in layers? You do the point and then the middle and then the bottom. Yeah, I do. Listen, we'll go back to the In the Hoop project, but I want to take a moment before we finish up today and talk to you about the thread chart, the thread converter that the embroidery nerds put out there. I don't know if you're aware, but every month, the nerd team modify, add to this software. They spend hundreds and hundreds of hours creating this uh, this converter, and with all that time involved, and now people are making special requests, and it's hard because they all have to work day jobs that keep them away. Um, so they've added a donate button on the site. If you use this thread converter and you find it helpful, and it's there, it's not a membership, it's not a fee based, um, it's there. Make a donation, help support the team. Okay, so that's my public service announcement today. What else have I got up here? Nope, just me. So what do you think? Did you like Frankie and oh gosh. Ah, there we go. Wasn't Frankie and the guys, the team cute? Yeah. I like these guys. I did give them all names. This one is obviously Casper. And this one, okay, I didn't have any orange felt. Didn't have any orange felt, but Jack looks good in white, you know? He looks good in white. So no big deal, right? Yeah, no big deal. Show all three with the candy. Let's see. I don't have a picture of all three with the candy here, but I do have them individually. Where'd the other one go? And they're just cute. The candy does show better with the white, but it's still, again, whatever candy you put in there. Okay, I'm a little biased. I like Frank. So, before we finish up, I have a thought about next week. I have a thought about next week. Um, one of my projects this week, I know, I was telling my husband yesterday, I have too many irons in the fire. One of my projects this week is to clean up my computer files. I'm all about the redundancies, which is why I have multiple machines. If one breaks down, I've got another one just in case. Um, if I lose a file on this drive, it's okay because I have 3 other copies. Um, but it's getting harder and harder to manage. So I'm going to be working on doing some data. I'm going to be working on managing some data, and I want to um, share that with you next week. What I did, how I did, and why I did. Um, what is Letty saying here? I need to figure out how to undo what I did on OneDrive. I thought it was a backup, but somehow it made it the primary. I know, Letty, I did that too at one point. I did that too. I don't remember what I did to actually correct that, but I also not only do I have OneDrive, which I use for test files, but I now also have Dropbox, and Dropbox actually has a function called backup. Um, but again, we'll go over all of that next week. So we're running a bit long today. I want to thank you for your time. Um, I hope you enjoyed my In the Hoop project as much as I did. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go do some more recording.
Wasn't that fun? Do you have more questions? Do you want to learn something new? Join me at quicktostitch.com for coffee and conversation, and we'll talk about it. Embroidery machines, designs, and business. Hope to see you soon. Bye now.